Today on Weenie Envy, Grenzo, Dungeon Warden. 2 mana, converted mana costs of 1 black and 1 red and X for a 2/2 Goblin Rogue. Grenzo Dungeon Warden is actually a really interesting creature with a base power and toughness for 2 mana. But for the extra X mana cost, it comes in play with X +1/+1 counters. It's a really interesting effect because in addition to being a Goblin Rogue, he apparently is a Warden for a prison of sorts. That's why we have to look at that second ability. For 2 colorless mana, you can put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. If it's a creature card with power less than or equal to Grenzo's power, put it onto the battlefield. Now, I don't know about the story of Conspiracy or what Grenzo was actually doing there, but that effect just makes me, it just screams to me as like the idea that you take somebody, you pretend they're dead, and you smuggle them out of the prison. It's like, okay, it's like, we got this one guy, natural causes. Yeah, he's totally dead. And then he sneaks out with that creature, and the creature's like, all right, you're free. Go attack this person or something. But Grenzo's ability, that second ability, is extremely strong because Scry allows you to take a card from the top of your library and put it on the bottom of your library to use with Grenzo's ability. Meaning, if you get a decent creature like Siege Gang Commander or Mog War Marshal, you just put it on the bottom of your library for that effect and use Grenzo's ability to just put it into play. Not to mention, as far as Tiny Leader or Commander goes, Grenzo can be pumped up very easily. So for the first time you cast him, you can pay 4 mana for a 4/4 creature. He just keeps getting bigger. His cost is just really, really good like that. Of course, the next time you cast him, he's going to cost 2 colorless mana, essentially meaning X, 2 colorless, and 1 black and 1 red. Which means the next time you cast him, it might be 5 mana, or it might be just the 4 mana for the 2/2. But you can get around that cost by using an effect to put Grenzo on the bottom of your library. For example, you can activate Grenzo's ability, and then respond to it by using Tel Jalad Stylus to put it on the bottom of your library. So Grenzo's now on the bottom of your library. When that resolves, then his ability has to resolve. You put the bottom card of your library into your graveyard. If it's a creature with power less than or equal to Grenzo's power, you put it onto the battlefield. Well, the point of this is Grenzo's power and toughness should always be less than or equal to his power to his power, because it always catches the last effect of what it was on the battlefield. So Grenzo, if you activate his ability and you put him on the bottom of your library in some response type of effect, when that resolves, Grenzo will put himself into the graveyard and then back into play as a resolution, because his power is always going to be equal to his own power. And it always checks his power as of what it was on the battlefield. So if your opponent were to try and destroy Grenzo, you could sacrifice it to Altar of Dementia, or rather, you would pay 2 mana to activate his second ability, and then you'd then sacrifice him to Altar of Dementia, and then use Souldified Digger to put it on the bottom of your library, or perhaps Rito Lantern. And just having it on the bottom of your library with that effect means on resolution, Grenzo will pull himself back into play. That's really, really awkward, but very cool the way that works. And that's why, yeah, I mean, it works very well. Grenzo works extremely well with a red and black recursion strategy, enough that you'd actually put Grenzo in a deck with Alesha as your commander or your tiny leader. And Grenzo, being a goblin rogue, means it works with a lot of different goblin types of tribal effects. Again, Grenzo is just an interesting character. I wish I knew more about him. If you know, please feel free to comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, it's just a fun card, the way it interacts with a lot of different effects. Being able to essentially filter for the cards from the bottom of your library into play, or just putting them into your graveyard to recur them with Alesha. Yeah, there's so many cool effects here. That's why it's the subject of today's Weenie Envy, Grenzo, Dungeon Warden. And I hope you're having a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, and or a wonderful evening, and I hope tomorrow is even better. Take care, everyone.